Hey friends, welcome to this video. So I thought I'd just showcase a bunch of cool gadgets particularly focused on photography or videography that will help with filming things and stuff like that I've acquired over the years. I mean, they're not so expensive gadgets. They're relatively cheap and fairly affordable, and I think they can really help or have subtle tweaks in the way you film things. So maybe you'll find one or two of them quite useful and go and try them out. If you do, or if you really use some of the stuff, please do comment below and let us know your thoughts or your experiences with it. It would be lovely just to hear those kind of things as well. So I wanted to actually just review one specific product, which is a MagSafe phone holder plus tripod all in one. But then I thought, let me just add on a couple of other ones because I thought they'd be useful enough. I've got about 4 different things that I wanted to show, so yeah, let's get into it. So a quick view of the things. Let's start with this one. This is the main one that I really wanted to showcase. Looks pretty simple, right? So let's check out what it can do. It's just a kind of a tripod, but it's all in one. So it has this little swivel thing here, and obviously the magnet is here. So start off just connecting it to the phone via the magnet. It's pretty steady. But what's really cool is that this can kind of be like a holder. So if you're recording, you can hold it like that as opposed to holding the phone all the time. And also what's cool is, I mean, you can move it around for different views. So if you want the long shot, the horizontal shot, you can go back to the vertical shot. And also if you want it on the other side, say you're right-handed, you can always do it like that, or you can just flip it around and then kind of film like that, which is quite cool. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But now let's check out what else it can do. So also it can flip up. This is all movable, so you can extend it as well. Let's just leave the phone on there. What it's meant for is actually for a selfie stick. So you can actually pull this out and it extends. It's kind of a selfie stick which you can use. Even has a little button here which it's a little dead right now, but you can just charge that up with USB-C. You can just charge that up, and then it serves as a kind of remote, so you can control it remotely as well to record or take a photo, which is quite cool. Also, which is even also pretty cool, is that there's a button here which you can click, and then it opens into a little tripod as well. So that's pretty sweet, right? And I mean, even if nothing else, you can use this as a phone holder. So on your desk you can slot this down and then just add your phone there as a phone holder, which is quite cool. But yeah, I think it's quite cool. I got it on Take-A-Lot, about 240 rand or something like that. So yeah, I think it's a really versatile thing. What I like the most this aspect of it is the holder, because I really don't enjoy when I'm filming having to hold the phone and kind of maneuver it like that, whereas this way it's pretty cool, just with as a handle in a sense, which is quite cool. Haven't actually used it too much yet, but yeah, hopefully in the future we will. Let's check out the next one. So I got this also, actually I got everything on Take-A-Lot. This is a skateboard in a sense. It actually is to mount your camera here, but I kind of struggle with a DSLR type camera because yeah, it doesn't quite fit here, and if it becomes too long or too big, it hits the wheel. So yeah, it's not ideal. But you can also put a cell phone holder there, which is cool. So okay, before we get into that, maybe what can you use this for? So ideally it's used for kind of like dolly shots, you know. So if you're filming something and you want a smooth shot without you having to kind of move with the camera, you can mount your camera on the skateboard and then just kind of move it along. So you can also adjust the direction. So if you want kind of a rounded shot, that's cool as well. It actually looks quite cool when you do it, but the thing is that you have to ensure that the surface is really smooth, because like this is quite nice because it's kind of a matte, so it really moves quite smoothly. But if there's even a bump, so like I did it on tiles, and on the tiles where the tile separates into the next one, that little bump really caused a problem. So yeah, it's not ideal for a lot of places, but let's say you're doing some desk shots or something like that, then it can be quite useful. So we'll come back to this just now, but let me show you this other cool product. Fairly simple in the sense what you see, it's just kind of an extender tripod sort of thing. But what's cool is that it has this one lever, so as I loosen it, everything becomes loose and you can kind of just, you know. But then as I tighten it, everything becomes tight. So let's say if I want it in a certain position, I arrange it and then I just tighten it and everywhere is tight. So like here is tight, doesn't move, this is also tight, so it's all connected. What would we do with that? So let's go back to our skateboard. We'll connect it up here. Cool. Then let's add our little cell phone connector for now. Cool. So let's say you want a specific kind of shot. Let's do something like that maybe. Cool, let me connect the phone. Cool, so you can see the whole setup. So it starts from the bottom, and then the camera is there, so that lets you use that as a sort of dolly, see, which is quite cool. This is the dolly shot. Do a bit of a turn. Get the idea, right? So yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. And yeah, I think I did buy them separately, but kind of makes sense to use it on here. But I mean, yeah, you don't actually have to also use the movement of the skateboard. You can always just use this connected. Maybe you're in a tight spot or whatever, so it still works quite well just as like a tripod, or if you need to film something. I mean, you can always do something like this. Can turn this all the way up. Yeah. So maybe if you're in a really tight spot underneath something, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, obviously now it's a bit lopsided, so I suppose you could put a weight there or something to balance it out. But yeah, that's pretty cool. The last thing, so this isn't actually maybe related to photography, I suppose it can be, but it's this. So this is a charger actually, so it's a 120 watt charger. Just has a power cable which goes in there, and then yeah, you have all these ports. So you have a bunch of USB-C ports. You have how many? 3 USB-C, 3 USB-A ports. And what's cool is that the USB-C ports are all fast charging. So top one is 65 watts, the other two is 20 watts. And the USBs are all 18 watts, so not fast charging. Or well, could be. USB-C slots are all fast charging. And what's cool is that it has this, the It's rated as 120 watts. So what that means is that if you plug in a lot of stuff, a lot of things at once to charge, it will kind of distribute the power up to 120 watts. Obviously, if there's stuff which is more than that, then it will delay certain things. So yeah, for my purposes, generally I never have that problem. I don't have too many high rated devices, so for my needs it's perfectly fine, and I can charge, I think at most I charge 3 things at once, and it's super fast, it's super powerful. You do get ones which are even more than this, but yeah, I guess depends on your purpose, depends what you're charging. So for me, I don't really need that much more. What's also cool just to note is that the top one, the 65 watt USB-C one, you can even charge, you know, your laptops, some tablets, those sort of things. So it is quite powerful in that sense. But yeah, as I said there, you do get other ones which are even more powerful. So it just depends on your purpose. And yeah, it comes with this cool little stand, so you can just pop it on there, pop the power cable in, and you're good to go.